Move over, kids. How are you doing tonight? It's Saturday night, and it's the podcast. Yes, we said it was on Saturday mornings. Then we said it was on Thursdays. Then we just skipped it all together. And now we're actually saying here it is. Here it is, Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch some other lame podcast tonight, well, I don't know. Maybe you got to fall asleep somehow. But for this one, you're going to stay awake, and you're going to watch it. We've got ourselves William Olds back from, I don't know where you were last week, but you're back from it. Where were you?
Yeah. That was the Thursday night or Friday. No, that was the Saturday night.
Yeah, you were gone last week or something.
I was at Magic the Gathering, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was at,
did I tell you? He's our resident, I'm a nerd, but he's the nerd that I look up to.
I was at a little card shop called Nostos, and I was playing Magic the Gathering.
EPS 5000 and Nick in the chat. What up, what up? Then we've got ourselves Devin. He shaved, actually. So, hey, Devin, how are you? No, I'm joking. This is GamerAhmer. We've got ourselves a special guest today. GamerAhmer, right? Ahmer?
Yes.
Okay, GamerAhmer, tell me something about you.
Well, I'm just a fan of retro games.
Okay.
And, of course, I do play the new-gen consoles as well. But I pretty much collect a little bit of everything.
When you say new gen, is Nintendo Switch part of the new gen?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a Nintendo Switch?
Yes.
Okay, then you can stay. All right, David. Whoa, who's this guy? Who's this lovely chap? Where did David go, everybody? Is this another chick? Did we get 2 chicks on the channel today? Where's the hair, dude?
The hair, it's back here, man. Check it out.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
No,
I like how...
I just shaved, man. I had to. It was getting out of control.
I had to. Why? Why did someone did mom say, David, you're dating again? These ladies, they need to...
No, my mom's super supportive of my long hair. It was more like cleaning up for work a little bit.
Cleaning up for work. Okay. GamerAhmer, we had Nick spell your name incorrectly. Don't worry. You spelled it how it sounds, Nick. Can you spell it out for us, actually?
Me?
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's Gamer, and then there's a space, and then the last name is AHMER.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. What is the name of your YouTube channel?
It's GamerAhmer.
GamerAhmer! I actually, guys, that was a trick question. I put in the description below, you can see it, GamerAhmer, if you want to click on it. She has this, 40-minute, game room tour. I got to do a game room tour. Maybe you'll have to help me out on how to do it. Let's see. That's an awesome shirt, GamerAhmer. It has Bowser and Wario on it.
Yeah.
So, let's see that shirt.
It has a lot more,
Oh, wow. Yeah, it has the whole
characters.
cast and crew. I find it a little weird that Donkey Kong, it's sometimes Donkey Kong is part of the crew, and then sometimes he's not.
And
Am I the only one who finds that? What?
Yeah.
That was a good one. You have to hear what he had to say, man.
Yeah, say it again.
I said sometimes he's the first member of the DK crew.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
All right, so
Virtual fist bump.
Nick has corrected himself with the correct spelling. If I can find it, I have a really great Bowser shirt. That is actually from you.
Yeah, I found it I had it for years ago, and I guess I put it in the trunk of the car. It stayed there for a while. I found it last year. I brought it inside the apartment, and I don't know where it went again.
Okay, well, in about a year you'll find it.
It's Bowser in the clown car, but it's done in kind of the the Japanese. There's a certain style for the Japanese, like the ones with the waves.
Oh yeah.
And, the wood carve type. It's one of those styles.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I like to see you fumble, so I just allowed it to.
Yeah, that's me forgetting names or start talking and then I just stumble over what I'm gonna say.
Yep. That's like me. That's like me and the couch. I just stumble over it. Hey, so I want to get right to, so the thumbnail, I put Psyduck from Detective Pikachu, and I put mental disease on it. I got a story for you guys. It is so hilarious. It's borderline sad, but I've lived with it for 8 years. Okay, so you guys know by now, I did the whole, I came out of the closet, I have mental disease, all that stuff. And it's like, I'm not gonna go into it. You want to watch it? Go watch like 5 or 6 videos ago. I say it's something about being held against my will. Anyways. So I have mental disease, right? And I've been very open and honest with my kids because I don't want my kids to get it. My kids are already battling an uphill battle they have the biology in their system. So now I got to try to counter the environment. So the other day, my kids got the Burger King Psyduck toy. I have it actually in the other room. They got the Burger King Psyduck toy, and Psyduck, he's always holding his head. He's like, Psyduck, right? And so my kids said to me, "Hey, Dad, Psyduck is like you." And I'm like, "Yeah, how so?" He has mental disease. Because he's holding his head. He's like, "Yeah, Psyduck has a mental disease. His head always hurts." And so my kids, is that sad? Did I just like ruin the... I thought it was funny. I thought it was kids being kids, Kids are so innocent that that's how they perceive things. Oh, Psyduck has mental disease. I guess most kids... I'm sorry, guys. Let's change the subject.
We're off to a hot start here, man.
Saturday night.
I think you would like him in the movie.
Yeah. Ooh. So you saw the movie? No spoilers.
Nope. No spoilers.
No spoilers. So before that, Ken, how come your Smash streams are always behind? They're about 10 to 15 second delay between actual gameplay and what I see on the streams. EPS 5000. I have no idea, honestly. I'll look into the how I got it set up. It's probably something on my end. Don't forget, I still screw everything up on a regular basis. So you can ask my wife. She's proof positive that she can tell you. Can I get a witness? All right. So what were you saying? No spoilers. Tell me about Detective Pikachu. First off, is he a detective?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so there's no spoiler alert. He's a detective.
And he's a Pikachu.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. We just spoiled the whole movie.
The trailers don't spoil much of the movie.
Really?
If you've never played the Detective Pikachu game, and I still haven't, but I have a friend who has and has seen the movie, the trailers don't really spoil much about the movie at all.
Okay, hang on. Let's all of us, who out of the 3 of us, not William, who's seen the movie? Anyone see the movie? GamerAhmer?
No, not yet.
David?
No.
Okay, we're all going to describe what we perceive the movie to be, and then William is going to tell us if, we're on the right track, we're totally off, yeah, but no. David, you start. Describe what you think Detective Pikachu is going to be about. Again, the 3 of us describing it have not seen it.
Okay, so it seems like Pokemon and people live pretty in symbiotic nature, and Pikachu's a detective that is trying to solve the death case of a close friend of theirs. It's kind of what I picked up from the trailer.
William, how close to is that? Don't go too much because GamerAhmer and I have to still go.
I guess you could just say yes or no, right, to avoid.
It's close. There's stuff he said that isn't accurate.
Okay. GamerAhmer, you go.
All I really got from the trailer was that I guess people cannot talk to Pokemon, but Pokemon talk to other Pokemon. But there's just that one where he talks to Pikachu, and somehow they're on a mission to figure out, I guess, where... Is it the kid's father or something is?
Yes.
So that's pretty much all I got. So I didn't really want to dig too much into it.
Yeah. You have the skeleton of the story.
Okay.
There's more to it.
Okay, so my perspective is that this boy has failed to be a Pokemon trainer. And he, again, I don't know, all I've seen is the trailer. He has failed to be a Pokemon trainer, and that has left him bitter. And so he wants nothing to do with Pokemon. And yet his dad, he has been perceived to be dead, but he's now informed through this talking Pikachu that he might be alive. So against what he would like to do, he teams up with Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, and it's a redemption story between him and his love of Pikachu.
You got the father right. Everything else is wrong.
Oh! Wah, 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 wah.
And there's stuff you guys aren't saying that's in the movie that's part of the plot that I won't say.
So now we did our thing. Now you give us a non-spoiler review.
So I'm going to say the animation they put into this movie, fantastic. They hit a lot of how the Pokemon look right on the nose. Yeah, the Pikachu, you can't see it in that picture on the poster, but there are folds and stuff like in between the eyes, above the nose. When he does certain expressions, the folds in the skin, the fur just folds in, and it looks so beautiful. They do them in all the animation for that. But you've got Pokemon in there. There's more Pokemon in the movie than you saw in the trailers. Some of them look fantastic.
Are there any Sun and Moon like Incineroar? Wait, or would that be considered? Wait, stop. Never mind. That might be considered
if
spoilers. If
it's going to go into spoiler territory, I wouldn't say anything.
Okay, so let's just say. Okay, forget it.
So you want to know if there are any Pokemon from Sun and Moon that are in?
No, let's not. That might be because who knows? Suddenly you see that stupid tall neck. That might be like a really big. That could be like the Brontosaurus moment in Jurassic Park. Da na 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 na. You know, when they see it. Hey, David, you awake over there?
I am, man. I'm just trying to. If I'm being honest, I'm just trying to put audible blinders right now because I like to go into movies pretty blindly, if that makes sense.
And
you're doing a great job.
Yeah,
I'm not
going to spoil anything.
But like I'm like media blackout kind of guy where it's like I don't even want to know that there's a Pikachu in the movie, even though the movie says Pikachu. You know what I mean?
I am looking through the list of Pokemon from.
Well, don't say anything. We'll just move on. Okay.
No, I would give you a number. I would give you a number.
Give me a grade, actually. A, B, C. Like, what would you rank this as?
Ooh.
Would you say it is the best video game movie of all time?
Ooh, that was my second question. Good question.
That by far, it's a solid B.
A solid B.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I think the only complaints I've heard about it is people are saying it's some people said it feels like it's a 2-hour movie that they had to shorten. That there should have been like some stuff should have been longer than it was.
Oh, they jumped it. Okay.
Like some people said some scenes feel like that. Like we didn't stay in some areas.
And you want to know what's happening? In an alternate universe, people are complaining that the movie's too long. Because you want to know something, people are just going to complain.
How long is the entire movie?
I think it's the fake one that went up was like an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So
Let's see what the runtime was. Yeah, hour 45 minutes.
Talking and enjoying a conversation for 2 hours. What's tonight's agenda? Yeah, pretty much. Does anybody have an agenda? Does anybody have something they want us to talk about? Throw it out there. We'll talk about it. We ain't scared.
What are some of the thorns that are peeking through the bushes as far as news goes? I mean, so State of Play happened this week, right?
Yeah, State of Play happened. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest PlayStation fan. I got a confession to make also. Okay, so the big news, I'll say this. I made fun of the first State of Play. When you have a Nintendo Directs were pretty embarrassing, the first couple of years. But Nintendo, like, since the Wii U, and especially since the reveal of Smash Brothers in March of 2017, every single Nintendo Direct has been just on point. Yeah, it might not have had everything you wanted to see, but it's been on point. So when you have a template like that, and then you're going to go and copy Nintendo, you have no excuse. So that first state of play was abysmal. It was like
it's almost a copy, but there's no please take a look.
Yeah, it was seriously, it was like cat throw up. That's what the first state of play was, and then a dog came and ate it. You know, that's what that was. This one,
and its name was Knack too.
This state of play wasn't as bad, and I think people are giving it more credit than it deserves, only because the dog didn't come and eat the throw up. That's pretty much what I think this state of play was. It was like, okay.
I love this analogy, by the way.
You love it? We talk about food sometimes.
I didn't have an appetite, man, so don't worry.
But I did a fake Nintendo Direct that day just because I was like, I knew Sony's was gonna suck. Even though last time I said I'm only gonna do it when people like hype it up, and then I did one anyway. So if you guys want to call me a hypocrite, you can, because I definitely went against what I said last time. So I'm okay with you calling me a hypocrite on this one. But I just thought I would do it for fun anyways. And the thing about it is, I even put in it, it will suck unless EA comes and saves the day with Final Fantasy VII. And you can go and watch the video. It's right at the last like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And that's what happened. They saved the day with Final Fantasy VII. So, guys, I am not going to buy Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. I'm happy with the big, bulky arms of Final Fantasy VII on the eShop. Headcrab, hey, how you doing?
Can we talk about the
what do you guys
model,
think?
though?
What?
I said, can we talk about how the character models were like?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
improved?
Talk about it. You know what? Just because I don't like PlayStation doesn't mean everybody else does it.
I don't think I noticed improvements.
Oh my goodness! If you put the 2015 trailer next to the 2019, the one that just came out, it's like, I wouldn't say it's night and day, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Is it night and afternoon?
It's night and like early dawn, I would say.
Okay.
So, like they're going more for like Cloud's Dissidia design, and I really like his Dissidia design. William, you're probably familiar with that.
I know Dissidia. I always have a problem with picking out design sometimes.
Yeah. I'd probably put up a picture later on the messenger so you guys can see. But it's like, 2015 Cloud had really like definitive spiky hair where you could see like literally kind of like the 1998 version or 97 version, and now he kind of has like Prompto's hair from Final Fantasy 15, if you're familiar with Prompto. And it just looks it looks more natural, kind of like if it was like a J-pop figure of some kind, where it's like it's really out there and it's nice.
It looks beautiful, but
it is, and his arms have gotten bigger. So I have to disclaim with GamerAhmer, I'm the weirdo who likes like artistic direction and stuff. So I kind of talk about things that people usually gloss over or don't care about. So bear with me, but
it's the reason why we keep them.
So I'll be curious about your opinion on another game, but go ahead.
Yeah, so his arms are actually look like they can carry the Buster Sword, and him not like have to like struggle to pick it up. So he's got his body overhaul, and his face, his eyes look a little bit rounder, which are nice. And Aerith looks amazing. She looks like she would look if you had taken the 1997, was it 97 or 98, William?
It was 97.
The 97 version, and just upgraded it to like a real life rendition. So the character models are just overall just amazing.
Wait a second, that came out in 97?
Yeah.
I think I checked it a couple weeks ago.
Does anybody remember, like, because that, I knew that was like the big, their big thing. What happened then when Ocarina of Time came out? Did everybody forget about Final Fantasy VII, or was it just like
probably in 98?
It must have been a year later, right? So
yeah, because 98 was Ocarina of Time. I thought they just came out simultaneously.
January 31st of 97 versus November 21st of 98.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Wow. So a few months, right?
No,
Sorry.
it's
A year.
almost 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
It's a year and 10 months.
I remember my friend in kindergarten and first grade, because in '97 I was in first grade.
Oh,
He.
can I say one more thing? I forgot.
Yeah.
Don't forget, everybody, if we get 30 people simultaneously for 5 minutes in this chat, I see 7 people right now. I will give this away. It's sealed. I'll give it away. If you already have Doom, I'll give you a different game. I don't care. What do you want? Do you want me to dance? What?
Is it Kiss from a Rose also?
Kiss from a Rose?
Seal.
Seal. Oh, I don't know. If I knew, I know what you're talking about, but I hated Batman Forever. So if I knew the words, I would sing it, but I don't.
Oh, because there was somebody at work. I got them laughing because we had animal crackers in the break room. And like, it's Animal Cracker Day. And I went and I took my phone and I brought up a picture of Seal and I set it near the animal crackers and walked away. And somebody saw that and I go, oh my God.
I need Doom. Well, Head Crab, go get 23 of your friends to stay in for 5 minutes. Or raid someone else's chat and get them to come in here.
So
So what were you saying?
Yeah, if you guys are still on the Google Hangout chat, I just placed the picture on there. And it's the comparison of 2015 Cloud and 2019 Cloud.
Yeah.
And there's a notable difference. I mean, it's still Cloud, it's still quintessential Cloud, but just like his skin has more it's more vibrant. It looks more like a natural skin color.
Mm-hmm.
I got it on the thing right now.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's kind of like the main thing that
He looks more like what I say, goth or grunge, or I don't know. Like he's just like a little more. He just like woke up from sleeping in a dumpster in 2015.
Yeah, so that's kind of the things that really catch my attention. But it's looking amazing. The voice acting is actually on par. It's not like amazing. It's adequate. It's nice. And it's just something that I'm looking forward to. I think, I'm sure people are also looking forward to that too. What was the other game you were talking about, William?
Oh, it was that one with the sugar glider.
Monster Hunter?
No, it was this one where you play as a sugar glider.
I didn't. I only saw highlights. So
when you say sugar glider, are you talking about that raccoon?
Yeah, like a tanuki. Almost.
No, it's no, sugar gliders are the little
squirt guys.
Little marsupial. Yeah, they're marsupials.
That wasn't a raccoon? Squirrel. I thought it was a raccoon. Me and somebody were like saying raccoon simulator. We were making fun of it. looks the on the science shows there's people making fun of us for calling it a raccoon.
Let me I'm going to bring up the state of play and see what the name of that game was.
But JR, yeah, man, I had to shave, man, but now I look like a child. It's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see some ID. And this is GamerAhmer. She's joining us today all the way from the channel GamerAhmer. Hey, I can't help but to notice that sweet standee in the back of you. I've been trying to get that forever. How did you get that? What's the story behind this standee?
Well, I actively search on pretty much all social medias to find video game pickups, whether it's new, old, or anything in between. So this I actually found on Facebook Marketplace, and it was $75.
Whoa!
It does come with these
$75?
Yeah, for display only. It comes with both of these that actually go on each side right here.
Oh,
so they
my
actually have that in the store. And I got a Mario Kart banner, like from the GameCube era, because I asked him if he had anything else. I got that for $30. And then I got a GameCube era Smash Brothers mat that they actually had on the counters back in the day.
No way.
For like $20.
That's David's area right there with Smash Brothers.
Yeah, so I got some great things.
Do you have it nearby?
It's in the other room.
No worries. I mean, I don't want
Can
to.
you go get it?
Okay, yeah, please go get it.
He says it.
You don't have to if it's like too much. Like if you got like I don't know what your setup is like. Is it too much? Maybe next week or something.
Yeah, probably next time because I'd have to like trek and then move some stuff.
Yeah, no worries. No
Would
worries.
you trade that Smash Brothers thing?
If I find a second item.
Okay, but there's nothing like. What do you want? What are you looking for right now? What is your holy grail or your sought after item? 60 Formula, what up?
Hey, 60.
60 Formula says what up. And hey, 60 Formula, guess what GamerAhmer's favorite console is? What's your favorite console, GamerAhmer?
Well, I collect a lot of stuff for the Nintendo 64.
Oh!
I know a lot of people aren't fans, but
64 Mila.
yeah, I actually follow him on Instagram.
Oh, you do? Okay. So 60 Formula, you got to follow her right here. So tell 60 something about. Tell him tell him an N64 story.
Like why I collect for it? Or...
Sure. Yeah. Why do you collect N64? That's an old system. Blocky. Why?
Well, I guess growing up, my older cousins, they kind of had all of the systems because they had a large family. So I would go over there and play their Nintendo, their Atari, their Super Nintendo. But my first console that my family got me was a Jungle Green Nintendo 64.
Jungle Green.
So of course that's what I played, and that's the only console in my collection that's from my actual childhood. So everything else I had sold or traded in to get the next new system or going forward.
Gosh, we were dumb.
So that's like the only thing that I have. Everything else in my like massive collection I've acquired over the past few years. So I actually started collecting in mid 2014. I had like nothing before that.
Mid 2014. You know what? I might be around that time when my collection started too, restarted.
And her collection's past what mine is.
Yeah?
Oh.
What is your collection at?
My collection is at 1600.
1600? GamerAhmer, what's yours?
Last time I counted, it was over 4,000 games. I'd say
Whoa!
I'm probably closer to 5,000, and I have 250 different consoles and handhelds, but that includes variants, like color variants and things like that of each.
So are you going to like shop, like flea markets, and because it can't be all social media?
Everywhere. No, it's like Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, Facebook groups, Craigslist, people that I meet in GameStop or just different retailers like that. eBay.
Are you hanging out like in front of the GameStop like as a kid and his mom going to you like, hey kid, I got $5 more than GameStop will offer you. Do you do that?
No, I'm not that bad yet.
Like,
I make friends with the employees and people who work at different retailers, and they give me
which is how I
not
almost
this one, but a whole bunch of different standees, and
that's how I
got
almost got one of my items, but I couldn't bring it home, so I had to pass on it. They were gonna give me the Wii U display, minus the system, like the TV and all the other stuff from in the store. But yeah, I had no room for it.
That's how I got
pass.
my Wii U kiosk, and then the Amiibo kiosk.
Speaking of Wii U kiosks, JR Magician said that he got his holy grail, and let me see if I can pull up a picture. But JR got himself a Wii U kiosk as well. I can't. Oh wait, here we go. So congratulations going out to JR Magician. Let me see if I can pull it up on the stream, but if not, let me ask you a question. I asked David this question, or William this question a while ago, GamerAhmer. You say you have 5,000 games. When you say you have 5,000 games, is it 5,000 different games? And let's pretend, I know you said almost 5,000. We're just going to say you have 5,000 games. Do you have 5,000 different games, or does Smash Brothers Black Label and then Smash Brothers Player Choice Label, does that count as two games, or is that one game still?
I've probably counted it as 2, but I don't have too many like that.
Okay.
But and all of my stuff is physical, not digital. So
Yeah, I
try
don't
to,
count anything digital.
Yeah, because
This
it's like
is
you really don't have it.
if you are looking at not you three, but if you're looking at the screen here, this is the holy grail that JR Magician was talking about. He got, look at that thing. That thing is a thing of beauty. I just want to, like, cuddle with it and take it to a ball game or something, throw the ball around with it, walk a dog with it. It's like a kiosk, man. I'll tell you what, I was so close to getting a DS kiosk with Spirit Tracks on it. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
And the seller backed out. I was so mad.
I've had sellers back out on stuff.
I wanted to
Did he
do
disclose
things that
why he backed out, Ken?
it was some BS excuse. Sorry, I shouldn't even say the initials to that, but it was some dumb excuse. And if I hadn't just gotten out of the hospital about making dumb threats, I'd make some dumb threat right now about what I would do to this person if I saw him.
And Devin was talking to me a few weeks ago about somebody that had something up on Facebook Marketplace, and he messaged them about it, and they never got back to him. And if he had gotten it, it would have been a good deal. I think it was like $75 for a Intellivision and like a bunch of games.
Yeah. I had a Facebook thing pop up as well last week. Actually, this guy had a Wii lot with like 10 games, a Wii, really good condition for $75, which is typically what you see. But one of the games was Fire Emblem.
Oh, Path of Radiance.
Yeah, Path of Radiance. No,
Radiant Dawn is the Wii.
It was a Wii lot, so it was
okay.
It was Radiant Dawn, yeah, and which is still a pretty pricey game. Still, it's above retail, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 60 or 70 now.
But I messaged him. I got to him 5 minutes as he posted it. He read it, but I think someone had gotten to him just before me.
Or they did the, I'll give you 100, or or whatever. That's the way. That's risky though. When you overbid, you risk the person looking it up. If they look it up and then they realize what they got, you gotta give them. You gotta just not lowball them. You gotta be like, I'll give you the $75 right now. That's how I try to do it. I'm like, right now, what's your PayPal?
I've told the story before.
Tell it again.
But she didn't hear it when I went to a yard sale, and I won't do yard sales anymore. But went to the yard sale. I was picking up some games there. The person wanted like $2 or $3 per game, and so I had Secret of Mana. I had a couple other SNES games and some NES games, and I had them in a stack. And I'm chatting with the person that's doing the yard sale. And this guy comes in, he starts looking through the games, he's making a stack. He then sees my games, puts his games on top of my stack, and picks up my stack. And the person running the thing, she's like, those are his. He doesn't have a hold of them. She's like, those are his. I was chatting with him. He set them down. Those are his. Give them back to him. So the guy sets them down, gives them to me, and he's going through everything, just picking out any game he knows that he can resell for a lot of money. Like, she had a big, huge ColecoVision collection. He's picking certain games out of that. He grabbed $100 worth of games at $2 or $3 a piece.
Wow.
And then he had $100 bill, and he's like, you take 60.
I'd have jumped in and said, I'll give you 75. If the guy's a jerk, when you're rude, all bets are off. I'm a spiteful person. All bets are off.
She was even talking to him. He's like, man, I wish I could have gotten that Secret of Mana. And she's like, I've got the guide for it. And as she's saying that, I see where the guide is. I grab it and I slip it someplace else. She's like, yeah, it should be over in that box over there. And he goes over, he's looking through the box, doesn't find it. And after he left, I pulled it from where I hid it. I go, I hid it. I'm buying this.
Yeah, I had a one of my bad experiences garage sailing. A similar situation, when you see PlayStation games and actual music CDs, they kind of just stack everything on top of each other.
Yeah.
Those jewel cases.
They do that at a place called Savers in this area. They'll tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah. And she was selling them for like, 99 cents, $2, something like that. And I'm looking through the stack, and another guy is next to me looking at another stack. And as soon as I see the Misadventures of Trombone
Oh,
for $2, the guy picks it out, snatches it, and he runs and pays for it. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was like, it's just like, if I was there either 2 minutes before he was, I would have gotten it. I mean, he took it and ran, literally. So, and that game's so expensive right now.
and I'd be the type of person that looks at it what the condition is to see if I can even if it's in a bad condition, like if the jewel case is cracked. I'm one to hold on to it and find another jewel case that's in very good condition.
Yeah, you
and
can always
buy both
replace
and
some
swap the
things.
cases out. Yeah, but if the disc looks like it's not even gonna play, I might not even buy it.
This is what I picked up earlier this week too. I picked up.
That's an uncommon game. Oh, but you got the Middle Eastern version.
Right. So the seller is actually was Middle Eastern,
I'll be right back.
and she was selling her Wii U stuff, and I was like, "This looks it's a pretty good sized lot." And I was like, "Hey, I just want Wii Sports U or whatever it's called, Wii Sports Club." I always get it confused.
Nice.
And she was selling it for what she saw on eBay, which can be a slippery road real quick because people will just take the highest marked price and go with that.
And what some people do is they'll look at what the current asking price on eBay is and won't even look to see what it's actually sold for.
Right. And so she just, I kind of talked her down. I was like, "Hey, I'm coming to you. Could you go down a few bucks?" And she's like, "I'll do $37." So initially she was doing 40, but for the condition it was, I can't complain. She literally opened it one time. You could tell. You know how the games look as soon as you take it out of the wrapper?
Yeah.
It's literally how it looks. It's really good condition. And according to JR, this one is the Saudi Arabian variant, which some people do collect that. But so it's technically not the American version. So I guess I'm still on the hump for that.
I still have to get that Mexican kart racing game that we were talking about
Chavo.
episodes ago. Yeah.
I actually grew up with that show, man. It's so funny that people are looking for that game when this is a show that I just grew up with. My parents did too. So
I know it from people at work watching it.
Yep. It's funny how those things just kind of just come up. But yeah, that's kind of my haul for as of late.
So Nick's in the chat asking GamerAhmer, what's your collection forte, like Nintendo 64, SNES? What do you want the most?
For the Nintendo 64, I have a complete console set worldwide, like console variations worldwide, and a complete North American and PAL exclusive set. So I just want a couple more Japanese Nintendo 64 games to complete that. And then I need one more, like a couple more controller variants to complete that. Because I have the Hyundai Convoy, which is the Korean variants. Like, I have all of those. I just need the Millennium 2000, and I don't want to drop $1,000 for the controller. So I'm still hoping to find that for less than like $600. And then I'll have that. And I guess Super Nintendo, I finally started hitting some bigger titles like Hagane. So I'm just trying to finish some of the game sets that, the games that I'm missing for those.
So like 3 years ago when I first got into N64 collecting, and I saw people like 60 up there, and I was like in awe of him and like Casey the Game Nerd. I was really heavy into N64 stuff, and I still have my original console, but how realistic is it if I were to jump back into N64 heavily, and let's say I wanted to get like a Die Fox N64 console? Like, would that be hard to get now that it's it's been 3 years since I started collecting that stuff. Like as time goes by, does it get harder and harder to get that kind of variant?
I mean, I think so because now you have a lot of people that are trying to finish sets, and of course, some of the prices just keep going up, and condition is harder to find. So, I mean, of course, you have that. So, I'm kind of glad that I started when I did. And there's still like a couple things that I need to complete certain sets. And it's like, I don't even know if I'll ever find them because so many other people want them that have more money or that have more connections than I do. So, it's a little bit challenging, I guess, for any system, really.
And Nick was asking if you have the gray cart not for resale Majora's Mask.
No, not yet. I haven't dove into the not for resale games yet.
Yeah. Nick saying he has a copy.
Nice.
Die Fox, is that how you pronounce it?
So, which is it?
The I think it was like Japanese exclusive of that baseball team. Am I ringing a bell here?
Oh, like the Hawks?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that one's a little bit more, I guess, expensive.
Die Hawks. Yeah, but it's orange on the top and it's like a smoky dark color in the bottom.
That was one of the more challenging ones to get.
And you have that full console?
What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. What am I gonna? Nick just said he's gonna outbid me. What is he? You're not outbidding me. What are you gonna not outbid me on? That gray cart? Is it the gray cart?
Not for resale Majora's Mask.
Yeah. What about it? Who has it? Who has it?
Well,
do you have it?
One,
GamerAhmer, do you have it?
Be like, what?
Ken, this is family friendly, man. Just relax, okay? just hanging out here.
What's going on? I've been sniffing.
That's when you throw in the safe swear like mother lover.
Do you have it, GamerAhmer?
Oh my god, have you?
No, I had an opportunity to buy it, but I think I bought a kiosk or something else instead.
Ken was afraid to ask. Like if she had said yes, you'd be like,
I don't know what I would
make an
do.
offer.
Nick has.
I'm sure I could get one.
How?
I know a few
Where?
people with them, and I know
Really?
people selling them, but
Can you
just connections.
Can you make a connection with me and that person? Because I have lots to trade. I have stuff to trade that I don't usually offer to trade. Like I have you know how do you have tiers? Are you like me? You have tiers of trading stuff. Like you send out the oh darn, I would hate to lose that stuff. Then you send out another. Like okay, I got a little more stuff in the back, and then okay, follow me to this secret room. Do you have stuff like that?
I just have this I guess difficulty letting go of items, and sometimes I'll go to buy them. Like I bought this Magnavox Odyssey, and it's from the Magnavox Odyssey 2. It's the original vintage light up display that they used in stores back in like the 70s. So I have that original store display, and when I first bought that, I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to keep it or trade it. But the second that I held it, I just knew it was meant to be in my collection, and I could not get rid of it, even though people were like, I'll trade you for some newer gen stuff or newer displays.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt about my kid Abraham. Just kidding, Jess. I hope she's not watching. She would be so mad if I said something like that. Hey, do you collect Odyssey? I have a bunch of Odyssey games that are pretty much worthless. I can just send them to you if you want.
Yeah, I just started.
Do you play them? Will you play them if I send them to you?
I try and play everything.
Okay.
I know that's really hard to do, but
yeah.
I try and play as much as I can.
Yeah, nobody wants my Odyssey games. You do me a favor. Scout's honor among collectors. If one happens to skyrocket in price, just throw me a gift card somewhere or something. Otherwise, I'll just send it to you.
I would take them. I just don't have the system yet.
Yeah, I want somebody who will just play them. Because it's I just got them, and they were $1 at a garage sale. When you see
See how much the system's going for.
When you see something $1, I'm just yeah, whatever,
Is it the first or the second Odyssey?
I don't even know. That's how much I did not care about them, and that's why I'm just willing to give them up.
Was there a difference in the cartridges, the look of them?
If there is, I can tell you what it looks like. It kind of had it seemed like it almost had a handle.
Yeah, the handles. I seen Odyssey 2.
Okay, then I have Odyssey 2.
That's the one that I'm on. I just bought, I think 7 or 8 games for it, literally like 2 days ago.
I see one, a console with box with 25 plus games for $65.
Nick, I told someone, yesterday, someone asked if they could pay, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. They asked if they could pay to be a mod and donate, and I was like, dude, you're allowed to donate to this channel, but no, you can't donate to become a mod. You just gotta I just need to see you a lot. But I told Nick one day, I was like, I'll let you be a host for that gray card. I will I don't know if I'd sell my soul for that card, but I'd sell a piece of it. That gray card, I kind of want it really, really bad. You want a pinky? Wait a second. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that stuff anymore. That was a joke. I would never cut off my pinky. There's things I'm not allowed to say anymore.
Yeah, Ken. So while you were gone, I was pretty much kind of discussing a potential return for me to collect as far as N64 goes. I'm looking at the Die Hawks N64. That's that.
William, look at the chat right now. Look at Stefan.
I see him.
All right, go on, David.
So yeah. I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope because once I get into it, man, it becomes very, very addicting. And
well, that one time N60 Formula was on the show the first time, when he told us all that our collections were worthless. He scared me with how many collectibles there were for the N64. He literally, how there's Scared Straight? He scared straight me out of collecting N64. I was like, holy cow, I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah, you would essentially, depending.
Huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
GamerAhmer. All right, David, go.
Yeah, the last thing I heard him really talking about 60 is, besides how much he loves me, but it was sorry, man. This is the evening show, man. I'm trying to have some fun here, okay? He was talking about how Rampage 64 had
that was the one that scared me. That was the one that scared me.
And depending on which one you got, it was kind of like a gotcha aspect to it, where if you bought this version at this store, you would have X fighter, and if you bought this version at this store, you would have the other fighter. And it was just and you could get different variants of the fighters. One of them had a keychain attached to it, so it was just so many things, so many different combinations, and that's for one game. So but I'd probably, what I would try to do is probably just try to, my initial, as a collector, it's important to have achievable goals, right? Start with small goals, cross out those X's, check those boxes, and then go forward. Because when I was collecting N64 stuff, I made it my short-term goal to every 3 months try to get a complete console variant. So Jungle Green was on my radar, and then 3 months later I was going to try to do the Ice Blue one, and eventually I would get to the heavy hitters, like the Australian version of the Hey You Pikachu versions, where in Australia I think it's orange, but in the US it's blue, right?
Yeah, I'm trying my N64
in Japan, right?
They
So
have a light blue and then an orange color, and then the US is that darker blue.
the darker blue.
And then Australia has the one that doesn't have Pikachu, but it has all the different Pokemon on each side.
Right, and so my friend, I remember everybody had that friend in elementary school that just had every single game that came out. But I spent the night at his house, and he had Hey You Pikachu with the microphone and the controller, and I was like, I want this. So I want it now. I'm 27 and I want it, But it's
give us a remake.
give us a remake of Pokemon Stadium, dude.
Come on, Nintendo. Do you hate money? Why do you hate money, Nintendo?
Give us Hey You Pikachu and allow other Pokemon to come in that you can interact with.
Mm-hmm.
They have the technology, you could interact with more of them.
Yeah, I think at this point it would be the Pokemon Company, not really Nintendo anymore, right? They're more of a second party at this point, right?
No, Game Freak is the second party. Pokemon Company is still first party.
So Pokemon Company is it is quintessential Nintendo, right?
Yes, because Nintendo owns 33%.
How did that work?
This is it. Okay, so it's pretty much, we're just going to say 33, even though that leaves 1% left. So, but everyone owns it equally. I forget, it might be Game Freak who owns 33%. I forget who it is though. So,
The
Pokemon Company,
the founders is Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures.
So could they never be Pokemon games on the Xbox?
No, because Nintendo actually owns 33%. So you could say, oh, well, wait a second. That means 66% could outvote.
Topple, yeah.
But Nintendo actually owns stock of the second company that's not the Pokemon Company.
Gotcha.
So in essence, Nintendo owns more of Pokemon in an indirect way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. But what about and I'm guessing Niantic is just a subsidiary of it all.
Maybe.
No, they're a completely different company.
Right?
Yeah, because Game Freak just released a game on PS4.
So when Pokemon Go came out, right, and people were cheering on Nintendo saying, Nintendo, good job, good job. Nintendo really had nothing to do with that, right?
No,
it was basically licensed out to Niantic.
In fact, Nintendo skyrocketed to $50 because it was during the Wii U. It was coming off the Wii U, so it went from $20 to 50, 30, 40, $50, and then Nintendo was like, "Yeah, we're not making that much money off it, guys," and their stock plummeted. But the fact of the matter is, Pokemon makes so much money that Nintendo is still making a lot of money off it, even though they aren't making that much money off it when you percentage-wise it.
So we're all collectors, right? And we've all have been collecting for a good minute. Did you guys ever get into I think when 60 was on, we talked about it, but did you guys ever see that one guy from the UK that found the prototype N64 controllers? Did you guys hear about that?
Yes.
I think I remember hearing.
He goes by Retro Hoarder on Instagram.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I messaged him when the news broke out, and we kind of hit it off. He was a pretty cool guy, and I actually tried to bring him on the podcast, but I think he's super duper shy. So, but anyway,
if he's like super duper shy, we can just always put a still picture if that ever helps.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to reach out him. It's the last time I reached out to him was actually when you invited me on, Ken. But
the Lamer podcast does it with somebody, so we can do it too.
Do you want me to fill in the audience for audience sake here?
I want you to fill me in because I don't remember what you're talking about.
So, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. If you GamerAhmer
on what you're wrong about a lot of things. Like you thought you were going to win the Smash Belt yesterday. So
oh man,
there's a correction right there.
You told us your name was David, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So here's a correction. You were going to win the Smash Belt and you didn't.
I don't like this bullying that's going on right now.
Bullying. There's no bullying.
Jabbing.
You said correct you if you were wrong. I corrected you.
I thought William was Team David for Smash Brothers, man. I'm gonna get that belt, William. I promise.
We'll see.
Only if you break in.
Take if you get it, it'll be staying in the family.
Hey, that's a good way to put it. Where were we? Sorry.
Prototype 64 controllers.
Right.
Losing in Smash Brothers.
This guy in the UK apparently had connections in Germany, and it was this Germany ambassador that worked for Nintendo back in around the N64 time, and he pretty much had his hands on some prototype colors that never made it off the line, essentially, or never got approved to be manufactured. So he had I don't know the exact names, but there was a different, slightly darker green version than Jungle Green, right? There was a red one that was darker red than the watermelon red. There was I think it's called Milky White.
Hang on a second. I would just want to shout out to Michael Wetzel. He says, hello, I don't recognize Michael. If you're so inclined, I would love to know how you heard about the podcast. I'm just very interested, and there is no paywall here. You do not have to give me $1 for me to like acknowledge your existence, because you know what? You coming to the channel, I appreciate you acknowledging my existence. Go on.
So it's the milky white version.
Milky white version, and then there was a milky blue version or something along those lines. So pretty
those
much
ones would be interesting. Those would be cool to get.
White? There was a white one, you said?
A milky white, which is kind of like this foggy, frosted look to it, where it was still kind of transparent, but it wasn't completely see-through like the other ones. And there was a milky blue version, which was the same thing as that white one, but just like a light blue version.
Probably would have looked more like ice.
Right. And he also said that the ambassador told him that he had sold this other color, and he said it was milky pink, and it looked like like it was going to be released around the same time as Kirby Crystal Shards or whatever.
Oh, that would have been sweet. Michael is a friend of Brandy's. Brandy is GamerAhmer. So thank you, Michael, for joining us, and welcome to the channel. Christian is here, and he says, what up? Christian talks to me a lot on Facebook, so sometimes you might not see Christian talking a lot on the channel, but he is very active, believe it or not, with the channel. There are 2 prototype Zelda controllers for the GameCube, only 2 in existence, prototypes, and you know the Queen has one. The Queen, Anna from, I think, Norway, she has everything, dude. And it's like, man, if I'm definitely jealous of her. That's like
found pictures of those controllers.
What?
So I spoke to Retro Hoarder, and I was like, dude, it's amazing that you know that this is like finding a needle in a haystack kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm so grateful. But he told me he was gonna put it in a vault before he announced it. He essentially put those items in a vault, and I don't blame him, man, because those things are one of a kind. It's kind of like it's kind of like everybody's holy grail, but like the holy grail of holy grails, because it's things that were never released to the public. This is like finding a copy of Earthbound 64 or something, you know. But he put it in a vault, and he's going to keep it there for preservation, I suppose. But I don't blame him, because let's say that, you know, God forbid, but there's a fire or someone breaks into your house and steal these things. It's like it's irreplaceable. So
yeah, you can't even put insurance on it, because the insurance people would be like, well, an N64 controller at GameStop goes for about $30, so here you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at the controllers right now. The clear white, yeah, you could see all the components inside of it, but that clear milky blue, it almost looks like about like a milk jug.
Yeah.
Or a little more opaque, and like lightly tinted blue.
Yeah,
I really like that.
I like that one a lot, man. And just imagine that blue one, but in the pink, like a little frosted pink.
I'd like to see the whole system like that.
And me as a Kirby fan, like I would go nuts over that.
Is Kirby your favorite?
He is my favorite Nintendo character. Yes.
Do you have somebody who's a favorite above Kirby though, like not Nintendo?
Yeah.
Who's better than Kirby? Tell Sakurai who's better than Kirby.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Don't put me on the spot here. Sakurai's he's never gonna love me.
You never know. Sakurai could be watching right now.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Ken, stop, man.
Who's better than Who's better than Kirby?
Sakurai, I love you, man. If you're listening.
Okay, GamerAhmer, who's your favorite Nintendo character?
Oh man.
And it doesn't mean that it has to be from your favorite franchise, just like your favorite character.
Yeah, because I really like Peach. Peach is actually like up there with top 5, and probably Super Mario Brothers is not, unless you count Mario Kart. But Peach is one of my favorites because of Smash Brothers, actually. And then I just kind of let her bleed into, like, whenever I see her in a Mario game, I'm like, Peach, yes!
I guess it just kind of depends on what I'm playing. Like, if it's
No,
Mario Kart.
I'm not going to allow that answer. You're going to have to tell me, like, who your favorite character is. William, you go. You got until William's done, and William's pretty quick about it. He's been thinking about this all his life. Who's your favorite character?
So I really like Bowser Jr. And
That's
as soon as he was announced in Smash, I'm like, this is the character I'm gonna play as in Smash. So I picked him up. Samus is a lot of fun.
Okay, we're not just talking Smash though. We're not talking Smash because Link is my
I'm
favorite.
going Nintendo.
Yeah, because I don't play Link at all.
Nintendo, which is why I'm not saying Mega Man, because he's not a Nintendo franchise. But I mean, I also like obscure characters. And yeah, again, he's in Smash. Rob. I consider him a character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was never really into a video game until in those games?
But he was still in a sense a character.
And he was in Mario Kart DS too.
That's true.
Yeah, he was in that.
That's true. Okay, so rubber band to your head. What do you? Who's your favorite? I'm not allowed to say certain things anymore.
If he still needs time.
Rubber band to your head, William. Who's your favorite?
Out of all the ones I mentioned.
Yeah.
Out of those ones, it's a toss up between Rob and Bowser Jr.
Okay, now toss the coin. Which one is it?
It's probably gonna be Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. for the win. All right. Now Bowser Jr. was introduced when?
He was in Mario Sunshine.
Mm-hmm. Mario Sunshine. Okay, so that's his introduction. EPS 5000 is yours, Link. I'm assuming Link because of Smash Night.
Wait, do you consider Koopa Kid different than Bowser Jr.?
Yes.
They're definitely different.
Well, I mean, some people like use it as like an amalgamous form, like, you know, and Koopa Kid was introduced prior to Bowser Jr., right?
And I barely remember him.
Wait. Are we talking Koopa Kid or Kooplings?
Koopa Kid. Koopa Kid is the, you know what I'm talking about, Ken?
Go into detail.
From Mario Party. Those weird looking Koopas.
And see, I never played Mario Party, but I knew from people mentioning Mario Party.
They're like if Bowser Jr. evolved to this guy and then that guy evolved to Bowser. It's like this weird mid-form looking Bowser Jr.-esque character.
It's like before they even quite figured out what they were going to do with a Bowser Jr. They just decided to make these.
Hey, Nintendo, I'm going to give you a free thing right now. Nintendo, if you're listening, you should make Bowser Jr. like handicap. He's always in his thing, you know? That should be like his wheelchair. And
well, just in that game though.
Huh?
Just in Smash Brothers for the most part. He's not in it in other stuff. Like in Sunshine, he's walking around. I guess
it'd be too cruel to break his legs then.
David, GamerAhmer, what is your?
Well, no, wait. I'm going back to you. I want. Are we for sure? Is Kirby the final answer on you?
Well, no. You asked for Nintendo, but you also said outside of Nintendo. Right?
Yeah, but we're going to Nintendo because you wouldn't answer it. I'm not going to make anyone else answer it.
I said Kirby. Yeah.
Okay. So now GamerAhmer.
I don't know. I guess I always liked Yoshi.
Yoshi. Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I played with, I guess, as a kid. So.
My cousin used to call him Moosh Moosh.
Moosh Moosh.
I don't know why.
Moosh Moosh, hey Moosh Moosh. Hey. What game is that from?
That's Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. Mario Advance 2, Yoshi's Island.
That doesn't even sound like Baby Mario, dude.
It's more of a.
There you go. What was that?
Gosh, I hated that. I don't know why I didn't quit that game. Gosh, I
turned the sound down all the way off, and I can still hear it.
I know, dude.
Did you have flashbacks to like like that whenever you had your kids, Ken? When they
Yeah,
try
and the
to
worst
swim
part is the
morning?
kids actually, that was realistic. Kids actually go into bubbles like that and fly away when they're hurt. You have to like pop them and get them. Real life.
Or the stork would get them.
You'll see when you have kids of your own.
That's how the stork gets them.
Yeah,
Just-
just wait. This
the-
is getting, no,
the
I don't, okay,
parents-
we're done talking about
it
this. When
tra-
you're a
it
dad,
transports
I don't
you
want to
to
hear
another
this.
world.
I'm gonna have nightmares. I haven't seen my kids in a month.
Well, they're not old enough for the stork to
So
carry
the
them.
power goes out, Ken, and I mean, do you get the flashlight? You never answered that question.
No, he grabs the torch.
Yes, the torch.
Oh no, in England they call the flashlight torch.
Do they really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
It's a torch.
Christian is like, yeah, son, Link, and Yoshi. He approves of Yoshi. Did anybody watch Ken's video of the preview? Oh yeah, I had a video. I found this. I won it on an eBay auction, and the reason why I wanted it because they were like, it says Zelda 64. Nothing ever says Zelda 64. Everything says Zelda Ocarina of Time, Zelda Majora's Mask. So this said Zelda 64 on it. So I was like, that's odd. And it was like, $5, $10, nothing, don't get me wrong. $5, $10, it adds up. I don't want to sit here and say that's not a lot of money, especially if you don't have, if you're hungry or something, if you don't have it, you don't have it. However, I am going to say it was $5 and I was like, I'll just buy it. And this is before Zelda had its name. So this was a trailer that Zelda was not named yet. So it's before that. And I guess it's from issue number 107 of Ultra Game Players, Game Informer, whatever it was. And it had a bunch, Kronker's Bad Fur Day is on here. A bunch of trailers and unreleased stuff is on this, If you go to my channel, it's like 5 videos back. I did it the other day. You can see, and if you want to skip to where Zelda is, it's at like minute 9 and 28, and you can see what is there. I think it's all there, but Nick said that the arrangement was different because Link had too many hearts to be fighting somebody. So just kind of a cool little thing that got released out into the wild and then got changed before development. Because again, this is Zelda 64. Just like, Mario 64. Mario 64 never got another name. So at one point, Zelda 64 was what they were going to go with. Pretty cool.
I love these kinds of stories, man. These little Easter eggs and tidbits. It's like if I were to ask you now, Ken, or I can ask the panel too, if you guys are familiar, if Ura Zelda was considered like embellished Master Quest or whatever.
Hang on a second. Paradox maybe it's just
It might be his end.
can everybody hear me right now? Link has 8 hearts when he was fighting. I think it's on your end, Paradox, because nobody else is saying anything. So, can somebody type in? I can't type in. Type in Paradox. We think it's on your end. Go on, David.
If I were to ask you what you thought, or what do you think Ura Zelda would be, and you can sum it up in like a sentence or two, what do you think Ura Zelda was slated to become?
I'm sorry. Give the audience a little background.
So Ura Zelda is the canceled game or expansion game that was going to come out for the Nintendo 64 double disc, which is like think of like your PS4. There's PS4 Pro now, or your Xbox One. There's an Xbox One X. It's essentially that same type of thing, but for the N64 20 years ago. That was slated to release in the US, but it never did. Technically, it did. We don't have to get into that. But it released in Japan, and it was a commercial failure. So essentially, the Zelda game that was being developed on that upgrade was never released because the poor sales. So,
well, if you didn't know this, I'm going to do a game series called 10 Zelda games you didn't know exist. And there was actually a prototype of Zelda on your 64 thing. And it wasn't really a prototype. It was like a trailer, kind of like how they did a trailer of Wind Waker before it became Toon Link. They got everybody so mad. Sorry, it's just funny when I remember how mad people got. And it pretty much dealt with the forest. But there was another thing that happened that you're talking about. The Super Nintendo actually had a Super Nintendo Pro called the Super Nintendo Satellaview. And the Satellaview had 3 Zelda games on it. I'll go into more detail about it later, but I think that's what it would have been. I think that's what it would have been.
BS Zelda, wasn't it?
Huh?
One of them was BS Zelda, wasn't it?
It's called BS because it stands for broadcast satellite.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what the initials.
Yeah, so it's not really, Nintendo did not call it BS. But everybody else has since called it BS. I
wasn't sure if that is what they dubbed it.
Yeah, and I have asked for permission, and I was given permission. I'm allowed to use the ROMs, and I have the ROMs. I don't condone ROMs. I know a lot of people do. Please don't get into the chat about ROMs. I don't condone them. But the Satellaview is different. It does not exist except for on ROMs. And I asked for permission. And somebody, I'm not going to name who, has given me permission. And they are an authority figure within Nintendo. So I'm going to show some of it. Anyways, in this Satellaview vision of Link to the Past, it takes place 6 years later. And Link is gone. Presumably on an island called Link's Awakening. And your question, David, is what I think would have happened. I think it would have been 6 years later, something along the lines of some dude was going to try to bring Ganon back. It would have been something short, a 20-hour thing, and what I saw of it was mainly in the woods. So I bet it would have had something to do, maybe it would have been something to do with bringing the Deku tree back to life. I don't know. But I don't think it would have been anything special, but other than the fact that it was Zelda, and all Zelda is special. Does that answer your question?
That would have been an interesting game to have Zelda playable.
Zelda
and have her go between being herself and Sheik to solve puzzles.
That would have been awesome. And tidbit, Zelda Satellaview is the first time Zelda had voice acting.
And not the CDI one?
Yep.
I'm going to say that's an awesome theory that you have, by the way, coming from a Zelda expert like you. I think it would have been Ocarina of Time takes place in the timeline where the hero fails, right?
Wait a second, say that one more time.
The two timelines where the hero fails and where the hero succeeds?
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time falls on which one?
Ocarina of Time is actually where they split.
Okay,
so every timeline has Ocarina of Time.
So I think that the game would fall in the split where he fails.
Okay.
And the world becomes post-apocalyptic, right? I think that it would be.
Don't forget Miyamoto did not have a timeline in mind at that point, though.
Right.
So there is no timeline.
Well, he also didn't want Smash Brothers to be a thing, so I'm kind of bitter about that. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the timeline right now.
Christian's like, went down the timeline rabbit trail.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for post-apocalyptic settings, and from the footage I saw from Ura Zelda, it looked like Ganon took over essentially. It was super dark. It's kind of like when you wake up in the future and everything's just torn and barren.
How many times have you woken up in the future and it was torn and barren, David?
You know, whenever you take those naps randomly,
Yeah.
and they're like 7-hour naps, and you wake
Oh,
up
yeah.
sweating, and
You
you're
take-
like, what planet am I on right now?
Yeah, you
how-
you go to sleep at 3, you wake up at 5, and it's dark.
and it's like, is it 5 a.m. or what? It's like that happened to me the other day, man. 2 weeks ago, I went to sleep and I didn't wake up till like 16 hours later.
Whoa.
It was intense.
That's not healthy, dude. Sleep more.
Yeah, it's hard, man. But so yeah, I don't know where I was going with this, but that's kind of what I think what it was. But people have their opinions on it because, you know, people also say that Earthbound 64 was essentially Mother 3.
It is.
Well, yes, but there are people out there that speculate that it was going to be a completely different premise with a different set of characters.
No.
And, you know, maybe the press kind of makes it up to be, oh, it was just Mother 3, just a cop-out answer, you know, just to appease fans or shut them up a little bit, you know, because they're going to keep asking.
I don't know. Nintendo is pretty oblivious sometimes. Like, when the feminists asked, why isn't Zelda ever the protagonist? Miyamoto literally was just like, well, what will Link do? You know, they're pretty oblivious when it comes to certain things. So I don't see them really saying, I don't see Nintendo like making something up like that. I see them just being like, they would just say, I don't know. It is kind of a jump to go from N64 to Game Boy Advance, though. You know, that's a big step backwards, in my opinion.
It's also important to point out that Shigesato Otoy, the creator of Earthbound, his name itself is he is legally the all the rights fall on him, essentially. That's why there was a big legal issue with music a couple years ago. Like you couldn't play Ness or Lucas on Smash Brothers and live stream it on Twitch because there would be flags coming up saying that you can't play the fanfare.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this is Shigeta. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Shigetashi Otoy. This guy has dodged so many questions from fans saying, "Where's Mother 4? Where's the next game in line?" And, you know, he said a whole range of things, but ultimately he doesn't want to make it anymore because his daughter has graduated and moved on in her life. And he was making these games because it was reflective of his daughter's life at the time.
So why does he allow it in Smash Brothers, though?
It could be a lot of buttering up that Sakurai does. He knows how to bring people together. I mean, he managed to bring...
Man, we're going to need Sakurai in 2020. That's as political as I'm going to get. Go on.
He managed to bring Tetsuya Nomura to Smash Brothers. Like, that's crazy. The guy who created Cloud, he managed to get the rights of some music back. He managed to get the image of Cloud and aspects of Final Fantasy into a Smash Brothers game. Like, how... Like that, you have to... He said it many times. He's had to jump through so many legal loopholes, especially with Sonic back in the day. It's hard to imagine, but it was actually hard to get Sonic in Brawl. It was a last-minute kind of sliding finish, race to the finish kind of thing.
I remember that, actually.
And so, you know, and the guy who created Mother, it's no different. That's why when you fire up Smash Ultimate right now, and you see all those credits at the bottom, his name is one of those credits.
So is Iwata's.
It's like
R.I.P. Iwata.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Or any of the Kingdom Hearts games, they always have a bunch of additional credits for stuff there.
No, but his name is actually like an LLC, like a legally abiding like trademark thing. It's his first and last name. It's not even like HAL Laboratory. It's not even like Sora Unlimited or Square Enix. It's just his name.
So we're gonna have to live. We're gonna have to live like 75 years to get Mother 4 because that's when all copyrights. It's like 75 years for copyrights to expire.
And it's like that Robot Chicken skit that they did with Reggie.
Where's Mother 4?
Asking, where's Mother 4?
Hey, GamerAhmer, do you play Smash Brothers?
I haven't recently, but of course I've played it on the Switch.
You know, we do a Friday Night Smash. I'll tell you this: when you're an adult, it's like you just you really and you collect, and I collect. Sometimes you replace playing games with collecting because it's like a little more instant gratification or whatever on my part. And I would not play Smash Brothers until I started up Friday Night Smash. Were you the same way, David? Like when there is a set time that you like that I've told people I'm gonna play, it forces me to play Smash Brothers, and it's been pretty awesome. So you might want to check it out on Friday nights.
That's what I do. Like whenever I film videos and stuff, that kind of like forces me to get some actual like gameplay, and then I'm like, oh, why haven't I played this game in a while?
I feel ya. I feel ya. Hey, I gotta step out real quick, and I want you to kind of explain your channel. Give yourself. This is the plug. Okay, so we've got 9 people in this chat. If we get 21 more people, though, I will give away Doom. Free Doom. All you gotta do is get 9 people. Go get 2 more people. Tell them to sit here for 5 minutes, and I will give away Doom to somebody. While that is happening, GamerAhmer, I want you to talk about your channel. Why should people come to it? And then after that, David, just pick up wherever she leaves off. I'll be right back. So GamerAhmer, go.
Gotcha. So pretty much my channel, I just kind of follow, I guess, video game pickups and pretty much from everything from the very beginning until now. So I have quite an extensive, I guess, collection of games. I follow pickups. I show unboxings. I show some different fun games that I've played or just odd, obscure consoles like the Vectrix system and just all kinds of different systems that I've found over the years. So I'll do some gameplays of that. And then, of course, the newer stuff, I'm starting to get into streams since I actually built a PC. So I was just playing Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation 4 recently. I did the entire story mode, which was a little over 5 hours for me.
I still have not picked that one up yet, only because I'm waiting for the other version.
Oh, it's amazing. So I definitely recommend it on the PlayStation 4 as opposed to some of the other systems, but
which is what I have.
That's just me. I know that they kind of did that comparison of it where they compared it to the Switch, and of course you're going to have the better graphics and stuff on the PlayStation 4. So that's kind of what I went with, I guess, for that. So
Very cool.
I just grabbed recently for the PS4 the Tales of Vesperia. So I gotta start
very
playing.
cool.
Yeah, I gotta start playing that soon.
Something I noticed that I picked up. By the way, GamerAhmer, I'll subscribe to you and follow your YouTube channel. That's pretty cool. I always like watching pickup videos. I was at Fry's and I was sending y'all pictures the other day, but man, the Xbox has like these obscure JRPGs, man, that people just gloss over because it's Xbox. I saw this big box version of something the other day, and it looked like a hidden gem. Like, I'm a sucker for, the 360 had a good chunk of okay, here it is. Shining Resonance. Heard of that?
I've heard of that one.
It's a big box version. It was in a jewel case, and they had it for $40, which is not too bad. And then they also had Valkyria Revolution for $30 with the big box version with the pin on it.
I have that one for the PS4.
And I've been collecting a lot for the Xbox. I know it's probably the least valuable in terms of collecting power because it's Xbox. People kind of don't like to do that unless you're an Xbox collector. I also saw Final Fantasy Type 0 HD.
Yeah, I have that for the PS4
for $12. I was like, should I be picking these up, man? Like, is that a good game?
It's a decent game. It was originally a PSP title.
Okay.
Or was it a Vita title? No, I think it was a PSP title.
Yeah. So, and then there's a couple videos on YouTube of like rare 360 games. That's actually a thing. And a lot of them are JRPGs, man. Like Japan actually produced a lot of JRPGs for the 360 that otherwise went unnoticed because people don't really look at Xbox in terms of collecting, right? Like it's always Nintendo or like old school PlayStation, right? It's usually Nintendo. Nintendo kind of has like the main real estate as far as collecting goes out there, you know. But I think that I think those games still deserve some type of spotlight. Like imagine, William, like if someone came up to you, like let's say Microsoft came up to you and was like, "Hey, I want you to produce a video for me where you play 10 JRPGs that are exclusive to the Xbox 360. We'll give you 6 months because they take a long time, and they'll pay you like 10 grand, right? Wouldn't you be on board to do something like that?
I would do it no matter which company it was,
Right.
because it'd be fun to play the games.
But the fact that it'd be like Microsoft, because when you think of JRPGs, you think of like PS1, you think of like PS2 with like Xenogears, you think of PS3 with like what's that big JRPG franchise on the PS3?
Persona,
No, it's
Desagia.
Tales of some. It's another Tales.
The Tales of series, like Tales of Tales of Symphonia on GameCube.
Right.
But each system has a
Vespia.
Tales
Is
game.
it like Vespia or something?
Something like that. But
Vesperia.
yeah, but my point is that no one would really go to like the Xbox for JRPG playing, right? It would be so cool to just check out what exclusives they have as far as JRPG goes. I feel like there's a hidden gem in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I think their claim to fame for almost breaking into the market of RPGs was what, Fable, and then they kind of dropped the ball with that. I don't know. I don't know too much about it though, because again, not a Xbox fan. I will be an Xbox fan though if they do get this. I'm liking their company practices, and so I've stopped making fun of them. Now I only make fun of PlayStation.
I'm looking. Blue Dragon was another one that was kind of obscure.
Yeah.
I think it got a DS game, and then that was about it.
Did GamerAhmer, do you like Banjo-Kazooie?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Do you like
Who would you add
Tooie?
into Smash Brothers?
Do you like Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie more?
It's been a while since I played either or, so I feel like I'd have to revisit them.
Okay.
I feel like it was Tooie though, growing up.
Yeah, me too. I love Tooie.
I feel like it was Tooie.
Would you like to see Banjo in Smash?
I think that would be pretty awesome.
Okay.
If you had to pick one person, who would it be?
From the Microsoft rep is what you're asking her?
No, from anybody, any franchise.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to lead into this question as I don't know if you wanted to talk about E3 predictions, Ken, but
Oh yeah, we should talk about E3 predictions.
what would be your what would you say would be like a few DLC characters for Smash?
Hang on a second, Nick. No, they don't count. I need to see a viewer count up. YouTube only counts viewer counts. But I would like to say hi to Robert, Steve, AJ, Sarah, Cody, Clay, Anthony, Paul, Jacob, Jim, Joe, Dan, Nick, Chris, Tammy, Tom, Jessica, Mike, Heather, Steve, Eva, Ron, Sherry, plus Nick. That's 25 people watching. No, sorry. Unless YouTube counts you, I don't count you. But thank you guys for your support. Go on. So
GamerAhmer, what would be your picks for your predictions? Like, let's say E3 comes around, Nintendo has to announce their next few DLC characters for Smash. Who do you think is going to make the cut?
I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest.
I have. That's all I think about every day.
You think Chibi Robo will get in? I want Chibi Robo to get in, but I want him to be super small. You know what I mean? I want him to be the size of if you got lightning bolted. Could you imagine? I want him to be super, like, just, I don't know. And he can destroy the stage. He can just drop the stage on you by, like, unscrewing stuff. And the stage would just fall, you know? Nobody could, like, they're like, where is this dude?
Yeah.
And then Ganon just kicks him.
Do you think that we're gonna be getting like a third? Do you think Microsoft will give us more than Banjo Kazooie at E3? Do you think they'll say like Master Chief or Minecraft Steve or
We're
what
getting
do you?
Steve and Banjo.
Well, for our guest, what does she think?
I mean, I feel like they should do more than just one, but I don't know what they're realistically gonna do.
Yeah.
I say we get Steve to begin with, and Banjo Kazooie ends it. And those will be our 2 representations.
That'd be awesome, but that would also mean that I'd probably have to wait a year and a half or something, man, to get.
You're gonna have to wait a year and a half no matter what.
What if I die before then, man?
Well, if you get cancer, Nintendo will bring it to you. They did it with that one dude. But otherwise, dude, you're just gonna have to hope you live. Like, what do you want? Do you want a shadow drop tomorrow? I mean, you do,
Yeah,
but
I wanna play him right now. I'd leave the podcast, man. See you guys.
yeah, well, the podcast would change into a Saturday Night Smash. Actually,
It would be interesting if like for E3 they're like, here is the character we are putting out there, and they show the trailer, and then at the end of the trailer it says available today.
ooh,
Shadow
they can
drop.
do that.
Also, yeah.
Shadow drop.
They could do that.
One of you guys, I think it was Will, said, "What if they announced Banjo at the Microsoft conference?"
I thought they were going to announce Steve there.
I think. Okay, here's my prediction. You ready? Okay. Microsoft press conference. The very end, Phil Spencer says, "One more thing. We have a special guest." Sakurai walks out. And he announces Banjo Kazooie and either Master Chief or Minecraft Steve. What would you do?
I would freak out. I mean, I don't care who it is. Even if Master Chief, who I know almost nothing about, I would totally flip out just seeing Sakurai getting an Xbox person in Smash Brothers. Seriously, it'd be a first party crossover like that. That's insane. Cuphead, if you really think about it, is insane. Minecraft is insane. The fact that Microsoft is willing to do that but still produce consoles, absolutely just wild to me. Like, I don't even know why Microsoft still produces consoles, since they can just keep doing PC games and then just work with Nintendo. You know what I mean?
That's practically what they're doing now, is just releasing PC games. The only reason why I haven't picked up an Xbox One is because there's not enough exclusive games on the system that I can go into a store and buy.
Yeah.
That I'm interested in.
I only have one because I got it for free a year ago.
Yeah, I mean the only game I really want on it was that Rare Replay Collection.
Yeah.
And there's been rumors of that coming to the Switch.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Microsoft's E3 was like 25% Switch? It was just
It'll be
like
50% sports.
This is coming to the Switch. This is coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Okay, let's talk E3. I think what is the big Mario Maker is going to be the big game. Okay, so that's the big game. But what's going to be game number 2? What is going to be game number 2? Is it going to be Animal Crossing? Is it going to be Luigi's Mansion? Or is it going to be Link's Awakening?
I think it's going to be more footage of Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Animal Crossing could be there. Or no, it's too early for information on Metroid.
I think
Yeah,
Link's
that's early.
Awakening. I think Link's Awakening will be playable.
Think
Ooh,
so.
that'd be
Wow.
nice.
I think it's gonna have some demos on the show floor, and I think people can play it. But
I
think
say
as far as-
Luigi's Mansion is playable.
we haven't seen anything of it though.
We haven't seen anything of anything.
Well, we did see gameplay of Link's Awakening, so I feel like that is probably the most game ready.
You're ready.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
And plus, it has a late 2018 release, right?
Yeah, it's your Christmas. It's your Christmas game.
And they're always showing stuff up to the end of the year, like a little bit into the next year.
I think we're gonna get. Here's a bold prediction. I think we're gonna get a teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2.
Ooh, that is bold. That is bold. Did you play? Are you you are a Zelda fan? Did you play Breath of the Wild? What's your favorite GamerAhmer Zelda game?
Um,
She wasn't ready for these hardballs questions. She thought I was just gonna.
it.
That's all right. That's all right. Now you know. Next week you'll know better. That I'm gonna I just throw. What's your favorite?
I know. I just like so many of them. It's always hard.
I like 19 of them. Now you tell me which one's your favorite though.
I mean, I think I really did like Ocarina of Time, and then, of course, I like Breath of the Wild.
So if you had to choose,
I mean,
which one's better?
I mean, I guess I'd probably have to say Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that one kind of blew it away.
Yep. Wind Waker is my second favorite though. Okay, so you're saying Breath of the Wild 2, dude? That's like I don't know. That's like putting your the all on the lowest, the one that has the most odds against them. You know what I mean? Breath of the Wild 2. Why do you think so?
Here's my logic. The best-selling Zelda game of all time, right?
Yes. I think. Maybe. Yes, it is.
On like a hotly selling console, right? Nintendo had recently acquired all of Monolith Soft Studio, all of their employees.
Okay.
And my prediction is, there could have been more DLC for Breath of the Wild after the Trials thing.
They made the statement though that it wasn't happening. So when Nintendo makes a statement like that, they usually keep it.
Right. Well, if there's no DLC, like I could have easily seen more DLC come out for Breath of the Wild, but the reason why you didn't see DLC, in my opinion, is because they probably hit the ground running on a part 2.
And they're gonna Majora Mask it with the same engine, same everything.
Maybe refine the engine a little bit, make it run smoother, maybe overhaul the resolution a little, or the way it runs a little bit better. I mean, they already have the engine there. Pretty much make a little bit more of a linear approach with dungeons and more unique enemies, and you kind of have a sequel. So
this might be sacrilege, but I want to play as Zelda now. After seeing Zelda, I want to play as her. I am just absolutely in love with Breath of the Wild's Zelda. And the fact of the matter is, she held Ganon off for 100 years. She was inside the guy's brain, holding him off for 100 years. She's tough enough now to do it. And Twilight Princess Zelda was also tough. And obviously Sheik was tough. But I would just even if it was just for to change it up in the midway through, something happens and Link gets taken out for for one mission, but we get Zelda just doing her thing, and she could be really antsy about it. She's still not fully aware how to do stuff, but wouldn't it be cool if we just got just a little Zelda? My only fear in that would be that it would open a floodgate that then Zelda would become the protagonist of the series. I don't want her to be the protagonist. I just want her. I would just love to play a little bit of her. And I don't know, that could change everything. But you know what? Or I'm really against multiplayer games for the Zelda franchise. I'm not a big fan of Triforce Heroes, Four Swords, or Four Swords Adventure. But if they are going to do some kind of one of those again, then they better have Zelda be one of, no more double Link. I want Link, Zelda, and Tingle. Give me something. Anybody else? That's a little sacrilege. Hey, Veronica David, what up? Does anybody else want Zelda?
Some stuff for because you were saying Monolith was part of Nintendo now,
right?
So I was looking at some other stuff they did. Give us another Bait and Kados game.
Ooh, that's an N60 or not a GameCube game. Two of them, very mature, I think. Right?
Make it a trilogy and release the other two.
And
what if they did? And this, I'm just creating a name out of thin air. What if they did Xeno Zelda?
Like a RPG style Zelda game?
Yes, like a
Are you talking
Yeah,
a
like a
crossover
RPG
or?
You're talking
no, like the same style as Xenosaga, but you're playing as Link, you're playing as Zelda, you're playing as like any characters they've
Oh my
introduced
goodness.
before, or like some new character
Oh.
that you could add in there.
Like Link has a party.
right?
Yes, like Link has a party.
Yes,
Turn-based.
that. Whatever
Put 'em-
I was
put
just
'em-
saying.
Put him
I-
in put him in another. Don't put him in Hyrule again. Put him in another world or something. Maybe the other characters are from that other world.
You know what? It could even be this world. Let's just. I mean, suddenly Ganon's destroyed, but he's not. And then, but a bunch of like towers, dungeons just come out of the ground, and you have what you were just saying. And let me just say this: your idea was way better than mine, so I throw away my idea. I like your idea because then you can play as Zelda, but you don't have to.
And heck, you could even add the mechs in there if you want, but they're not the mechs. They're smaller versions of what we got in Breath of the Wild.
Yep. That's I like that. I mean, I don't want a full crossover. I want it to be the Zelda world, but I like that. But if we did that, that would have to be Breath of the Wild 3, because to do Breath of the Wild 2 so soon has to be almost identical, just like Majora's Mask.
Or even a whole other one in a separate part of the timeline.
Yeah.
EPS has a good question. He says, if Zelda was playable, what would Link... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me reread that. Hold on. I thought he said, if Zelda was playable, what would she do? I guess let's go with that question. If she was in your party, what kind of moves can you see her having? We can go across the panel, starting with Ken.
I would like her to be like almost timid at first, unless it all depends on what she did in Ganon's head. Because was she just there holding him off? She was using her power, but she still doesn't know her power. So I would almost like her to be too powerful, and then timid to use her power. And so she has a mental block almost, forcing her not to. Because you could have it easy where she's experimenting with her power and she kills a rabbit, and she feels guilty about it. Or she really singes Link, something like that. The question EPS is asking is the question that I brought up earlier, that if you play as Zelda, that's what Miyamoto said, what would Link do? But we're not saying, in this scenario, we're not saying Link isn't here. We're saying it's a party. We're saying Link and the Goron and almost like Hyrule Warriors. That's what we're saying, but in a action RPG type way of Xenoblade.
In a Xenosaga style game.
Yeah. So I was
kind of asking what
Whoa.
kind of...
Whoa, JR just got a great idea. What if Zelda was corrupted by Ganon for 100 years? That's even better.
What, make her the villain?
Make her the villain because Ganon is inside her.
I almost feel like that has happened in another game before.
Yeah, Twilight Princess, he used her as a puppet.
Yeah, but for a minute. We're talking now Zelda is straight up the whole entire bad guy.
Okay, let me ask you, do the people know that she has been corrupted by Ganon, or the people just think that Zelda has become
Let's say no, and then she sends the whole world after Link. All the guards, and Link is not allowed to kill a guard. You kill a guard, you lose the game. So you have so much going on. That would be amazing. And we could even
see somebody say that. Oh, what
kind of grenades would you have in this game, Ken?
Grenades? Shut up.
Can you hide in a cardboard box?
David throws grenades at me during Smash Brothers because he's bitter that he doesn't have a belt. So he tries to make me lose. So I like everybody's... You guys are coming up with some great ideas, some great fan ideas. From
Dave also said 3D Kirby gets announced, and I'm all on board for that.
Yeah. She's magical. She would just... He's just a dude with a magic sword. Link is not just a dude with a magic sword. He's an elf with a magic sword.
There's the Shining series, Shining Force. on the Genesis, and there's a hidden character as the joke character. I think he's called Yogurt or something like that. What if in that Zelda game you could unlock Tingle and he's just a joke character?
I would love to play as Tingle. I love Tingle. And soon I might have found something that I've been searching for with
Ooh.
Tingle.
The Japanese version thing? Okay,
I'm a little afraid of letting too many people know about it.
Okay, so for we're at the 15-minute count. If we could just go across the board here, starting with Ken, William, and then GamerAhmer. 3 announcements at E3.
You're starting with me?
I'm starting with you.
You know what? Start with me last because I always have stuff to say. Let's, like...
Okay,
who wants...
William, how about you, man?
Wait, one thing. Stop. One thing, though. I got to say, EPS 5000, dude, I disagree with you. Link has part of the Triforce on him. He's not just a dude with a sword. I get it. The sword is a main part of his ability. But if you notice, usually the game, it's not even like... It's a third of the way through before he even gets his sword. Tell me, Breath of the Wild, how long did it take to get his sword? Like 13 hearts. Link is more than just a sword. Now, granted, he needs the sword, but he also needs the silver arrow. So, to say that Link is just a sword would be akin to saying Link is just a silver arrow. Anyways, go on.
William.
So, yeah, I'm going to go Animal Crossing. We're going to see something about Animal Crossing.
I think Animal Crossing is going to be the big deal.
What are 2 other ones?
We gotta have Link's Awakening in there.
Oh,
like you guys are saying.
EPS said it was a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all mad. Link's like my kid.
It could be that they could even have a playable demo.
Okay, so you
game as
said
well.
you said Animal Crossing, Link's Awakening, showing of some kind, and one last thing.
You know what? Let's throw out a brand new Nintendo franchise.
A new IP.
Or either new IP or a new game in a series we don't know about yet.
Okay.
And I don't think it's gonna be Metroid.
No, I think it's way too early for that.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in development, if they were doing a Metroid Prime trilogy, that would be great. I don't think that'll show up.
Okay, what about GamerAhmer? What are your 3 predictions?
GamerAhmer, what are your 3?
I definitely think that Luigi's Mansion will see something more. I'm just kind of curious if it's going to be based off of the GameCube, where it's one big mansion that you explore, or if it's going to trail off of, the 3DS version, which I didn't like that one as much as the GameCube.
Interesting.
I say GameCube. I'm with you on the differences and which one I liked better. I say it's a big one. I think the only reason why they did it that way was because of the limitations. I think they should have just thrown it on the Wii U and gone full steam ahead with a big mansion. But it is what it is. I think we're back to the big mansion.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Like that open, you can kind of go at your own pace, and it just has so much more.
What are other 2 that you have? So Luigi's Mansion, and then
I think that Animal Crossing will definitely be on there. I feel like a lot of people are kind of expecting and hoping for that. So I definitely think that's going to be on there.
Okay.
Not really too sure on a third one.
Just take a guess. Just throw something out there. Anything.
Something that maybe you want to see.
Yeah,
I don't know. Isn't that Marvel
Alliance 3?
Yes, I'm excited for that.
Okay.
That should be an interesting game.
Interesting choice. Yeah.
I think that comes out though.
I'm really excited about that.
That's a Nintendo exclusive. Yeah, that's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, that's amazing that's an exclusive.
That's really cool. Okay, good choices. Ken.
Okay, me. I think Animal Crossing is going to get a lot of time. I think Super Mario Maker is going to get a lot of time. But you guys already said it, so I'm not going to. Those are your big ones. I think we're going to end with a Smash Brothers character. I wouldn't be surprised if they open with a Smash Brothers character and end with a Smash Brothers character. If they mention Metroid, it's going to be how they mentioned Bayonetta. Don't worry, we're still working on it. So I don't think we're going to get that. Animal Crossing will be the big number 2. I'm gonna go with JR Magician and say my dark horse picks are either gonna be Arms 2 or Punch Out.
Oh, that would be pretty.
I would say I would prefer Punch Out and then get Arms 2 in another 2 years. I hope they're not done with the Arms franchise. I'm a big proponent of, hey, you failed, let's try it again. And I don't even think Arms was a total failure. I just don't think it caught on.
2 million units.
Huh?
It sold like 2 million units.
Yeah, so I would like to see another Arms 2.
We were just mentioning Punch Out in the chat.
Yeah, that's
JR
actually
was mentioning it. Yeah.
Yep.
So like for characters you could fight against, I said because of Smash, K. Rool or Bowser Jr. You fight against them.
Oh yeah, put them in there somehow, some way.
The whole thing with Incineroar.
Yeah,
With,
yeah.
Yeah. And I just said somebody from Teleroboxer.
Teleroboxer, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I'm also want to say Pokemon Snap for the VR. Let's get that in there.
Cool.
And if I had one more, am I done? Did I get my?
I mean, sneak one in there. I think you had like 6, but it's okay.
Shut up, Ken. Let's see if I had one more.
Short and sweet. Something that just kind of comes up to your head. Maybe old school.
F0.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. That is not short and sweet. That's big and chunky, man, and tasty.
Yeah,
I still
eats like a meal, dude. It eats like a meal.
The F-Zero and Star Fox. I still like the
James
the
McCloud.
idea. Yeah, I still like the idea of those two mixing together.
That's very cool. Okay, so my 3.
Wait a second. If they mix together, then that was definitely Iajima's fault because he's been trying to push like cross species together in his Zelda games. Go on.
Okay, so I do like the idea of a 3D Kirby game. Maybe Kirby Air Ride 2.
I think Kirby's too soon. Just got one. Not gonna happen.
All right, so this is my little segment, right? Is that do I have permission, Ken?
All right, I'll put myself on mute.
I know Ken is like, I know you're teasing me right now, man. Sorry. For those that don't know, Ken and I have a wrestle like type of rivalry right now with the whole Smash thing that may extend to the podcast sometimes. Like you just saw how he.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Kirby Crystal Shards 2-esque game, or Kirby Air Ride 2 is my pick, though. I would say Bayonetta 3. It's been a year and a half since we've seen anything.
I could see Bayonetta 3 getting in.
Bayonetta 3, and I'm also gonna go with oh my goodness. Instead of F-Zero, I'd like to see Wave Race get another
Ooh,
go.
that'd be interesting.
I do
Wave
like
Race.
your Wave Race, your theory, how make it like Baywatch-esque.
The belt is talking.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, I'm glad you're. Hey, that's actually nice, Ken. You remembered what I said about Wave Race, like podcasts ago.
That would be awesome. I actually really like that
Can I
idea.
repeat it to the audience in case they missed it?
Oh yeah.
So pretty much, this is a darker version of Wave Race. So think of like Baywatch, where there were like people, lifeguards, but they also got into some dicey situations. So Wave Race, the guy is like beach patrol, but he ends up in like a backdoor alley type of situation where there's like a mafia that just sells certain things across the beach, and there's crime involved, and he has to answer to like a larger than life type call. That would be pretty cool.
Hey, JR got a good one in. DK Racing. Because there's absolutely no need to do a Mario Kart because it's still the top selling game. So if Nintendo's itching to do a racing game, just DK Racing, you know? Diddy
I would
Kong.
love that.
So, did you get yours in, David? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
I have 3 more. If you had 6, then I would get to have 6, right?
Yeah, go.
No, I'm just kidding.
You got 6?
Three's nice and sweet.
David, you were saying like Baywatch of Wave Race, and the first thing I thought was Senran Kagura presents Wave Race.
Couple things. So, just for the sake of the channel, just let you guys know, we're going to continue on Saturdays. Devin wasn't here because of, I think, Mother's Day type stuff. So, if, don't forget, tomorrow is Mother's Day. And Mother's Day, I don't believe, is limited to just mothers. If you have a mother figure in your life, whether, I think that's a possibility. Send them a card, make someone feel happy. Also, if your dad raised you and for whatever reason your mom was not in the picture, send them a Mother's Day card. It can be a tough time for some people, so just think about it. And then, of course, your actual mother and grandmother. And if you have a strained relationship, maybe this is an opportunity to reach out an olive branch. Let me tell you guys something. Life is short. Not worth it. Unless your mom was a total, worthless human being. Then go find a different mom to say hi to. Also, I found out today that I can, there's something I can do to monetize my channel, like offer rewards or something. So this is something I'm going to do on my channel. Monday nights, I might do some kind of streaming, and that's going to be just for people who pitch in like $5. I don't know exactly how it works. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, well, one, I would like to make some money on this channel. I spend a lot of money on it. Two, I wanted to do more gameplays, but I didn't want to bog the channel down with just clutter it. I didn't want to clutter it with gameplays. So on Mondays, that might be happening. If anybody has any questions or you find that offensive, please actually talk to me. But nothing else is changing. Like Friday night smashes are still going to be happening. Everything's going to be happening. It's just anybody who buys into that membership or whatever it is that I might be doing. Does that, David, based upon what I just said, what would you ask me about that?
About monetization?
Yeah, the monetization because it becomes like an exclusive thing. I don't want to really lock anything behind. Like, if you notice in the chat, I don't you guys don't have to give me $5 for me to address you or anything like that.
Right. If you're a fan watching the channel, you don't have to feel pressured to do super chat to get a question across, right?
Yeah. And so what I figured, I can do this on Mondays. That way it gives somebody a little extra more if you want to do it. It allows me to play video games, and I could also do some games that might be a little more M for mature, because if you're under 17, I don't think you should be giving me money, period. I just don't think you should. It's just how I feel. And that's just, so I figured on Mondays, I'll just do some gameplay. And if you want to be a part of that, that's what's going to happen. But it's not going to be like super secret videos or anything like that. It's just going to be a thing.
Pretty much what Ken's trying to say is that I'm going to say it for you, is that Ken's being modest. He's being a really nice guy. And it's like it's a rarity that we get this in this day and age, especially in the gamer community. And, if you're a fan of this channel, you already know what kind of person Ken is. So don't feel like you have to go across the paywall just to get a question across, or just to be a part of this community and the Move Over Kids community, because that's never something that you have to worry about, essentially. So thanks for everybody, just supporting the channel and supporting Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. So that Monday thing is probably going to happen, but don't worry about it. If you don't want to do it, don't worry. I mean, it's just me playing video games anyways. And also, just if you could keep watching the commercials, though, that's how you can show me monetization value. Just watch the commercials when you see them. Don't watch them on the live, when I do live nightly streams, because then you miss like a minute or two. So don't even worry about that. Also, there's not going to be any live news on Saturday nights. Your news is the podcast. So no news on Saturday nights. Everything is going to be geared towards the podcast. There was no winner for Doom because I did not see. I think the top we got to about 13 maybe. So I'll just keep extending this. If you don't want Doom, I can give you a different game. Just you tell me. Here, look at this.
Just mood. Just flip it upside down, Ken. JR said it's called mood.
Food. What do you guys want? Do you want Just Dance? Do you want Banner Saga? Do you want Pixel? This is a limited run game right here. Do you want Hyrule Warriors? Give me 30 people in the chat. GamerAhmer, give yourself a plug one last time before we call it quits.
What do you mean?
Like, certain people jump in, jump out, so maybe
Like,
your plug
plug
earlier.
your IG, plug your YouTube.
Why should I watch you?
A Twitter if you have one.
Gotcha. Well, I have a YouTube. It's GamerAhmer. So you can find me on there. I do have an Instagram as well, which I post a lot of updates from my channel and a lot of pickups. I do a lot of pictures and stuff on there. So that's it's like X Brandalion X. So that's like another, I guess, like name. But I'm sure if you search GamerAhmer or hashtag GamerAhmer, I'll pop right up on there. And then I even have a Facebook page as well where I just kind of cycle through that. So, but it's basically like pickup, showing off obscure items in my collection, some gameplays, newer, retro, just a little bit of everything. I'm trying to get into some more streaming as well. So just growing, continuously growing.
And if I could say this, I believe personally that there are not as many. Okay, I just don't think that there are. I think there could be more females in the gaming space that aren't just your token females that are on the the reporter at the GameStop news feed. So I think just on some levels, maybe it'd be nice to support a fellow female gamer. She did not tell me to say that. That's just how I personally feel. What's the worst that happens? You check out her channel. I'm not telling you to subscribe to her channel, but I would consider it a favor if you went and just looked at one of her videos and then you decide if you want to subscribe. David, anything to close us out?
Yeah, I think my mom's tuning in, so happy Mother's Day to her. Love you.
Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day, David's mom. Happy Mother's Day to GamerAhmer's mom and William's mom and my mom as well. William, anything to close out with?
Yeah, I'm going to say support any gamer you feel has quality content that you enjoy, regardless of race, gender, orientation, or whatever.
That's a good point. That's even better than I said it. So I would like to just tweak my comment to mirror Williams. He's right. He's absolutely right. Don't just like somebody because they're, that Asian dude. He's Asian. I'm Asian. I guess I must like him. So Williams, absolutely 100% correct. Guys, I'm going to end it here. We're 2 minutes over. We're doing Saturday nights every night from this point on, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, it's dangerous to go alone. Please share this video, this channel with a friend. GamerAhmer's channel is right in the description below if you want to check it out. Like David said, William said, check out the content, and if you like it, subscribe to it. And hopefully you've subscribed to this channel as well. Have a great week. Oh, wait. I was supposed to close. That was like an awesome close, but we're still live. No one talk. So, sorry, guys.